You know how some habits just happen, almost on autopilot, especially at the end of a long day? Well, today we're going to break down one of the most common ones out there, that automatic urge to have a cigarette while you're watching TV. What's going on in your brain is actually a fascinating little trick. And trust me, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
I mean, we all know this feeling, right? It's that moment, that big exhale. You've made it through the day, you've claimed your spot on the couch, and the screen lights up. It is a ritual of relaxation. And for so many people, lighting a cigarette feels like the final, essential piece of that puzzle. But why?
So here's the thing. This isn't about willpower or a lack of it. It's about a really powerful, super predictable psychological pattern that our brains get caught in. It's called a trigger loop. And the cool part is, once you can actually see the pattern, you can start to change it.
Okay, so let's break this loop down. It all starts with step one, the cue. You sit down to watch something, your hands are maybe a little idle. That immediately triggers step two, the craving. That little thought that just pops in, you know, a cigarette would go perfectly with this. The response, step three, is almost automatic. You light up. And that delivers step four, the reward. Your brain gets a little hit of dopamine, you feel relaxed, and you're tricked into thinking the show itself is actually better. Night after night, this loop just gets stronger and stronger.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting. That feeling, that sense that the cigarette is somehow making everything better? Well, it's a very, very clever illusion. It's a trick of the mind. So let's pull back the curtain and see what's really going on inside your brain. I want you to just pause and really think about this for a second. Is that cigarette truly enhancing the plot of your favorite drama? Are the jokes in that sitcom suddenly funnier because of it? Or is something else entirely at play here?
And this right here is the absolute core of the illusion. On one hand, you have the feeling. The show seems way more engaging. The whole moment just feels more complete. But the reality is that your brain isn't actually processing the show any differently. Not at all. It's simply enjoying the chemical reward from the nicotine, and it's mistakenly attributing that good feeling to whatever happens to be on the screen.
You know, this phenomenon actually has a name. It's called false association. Your brain has created this incredibly powerful but incorrect link. It has learned to connect the peace of unwinding in front of the TV with the pleasure from nicotine, until it honestly believes you can't have one without the other. This thought just nails it perfectly. Think about it. The comfort of the couch, the dim light, the escape of a good show. All that peace was already there. The cigarette didn't create it. It just kind of showed up, offered that chemical reward, and convinced your brain that it was the source of the calm. It completely hijacked the feeling.
Okay, so if it's all just a trick, how do we stop falling for it? Well, the great news is you don't need some monumental act of willpower. Nope, you just need to run a simple, low-stakes experiment to prove to your brain that the association is false.
Now, when you try this, that craving will probably show up. Of course it will. That's just the loop trying to run its old program. But here's the secret. That urge is not a command. It's just a suggestion. And if you simply observe it, without acting on it, you'll be amazed at how quickly it loses its power and just fades away. So the next time you sit down to watch something, just try it. Run the experiment. The goal isn't to fight the craving. It's just to interrupt the loop by doing something different. Keep your hands busy with a warm cup of tea. Take a moment to stretch. Or just focus on your breath for a minute. You're simply replacing that automatic response with a new, conscious choice. And you know what's so cool about this? When you do this, you're actively teaching your brain a new lesson. It starts to uncouple the TV from the nicotine, and it rediscovers the simple pleasure that was there all along. Because here's the crucial point. You'll find that the plot is just as compelling, the characters just as interesting. The enjoyment wasn't in the smoke. It was always in the act of unwinding, of paying attention, of simply being present for your own relaxation. And that right there is the ultimate takeaway. That feeling of peace you're looking for at the end of the day isn't something you need to add with a cigarette. It's already there, waiting for you on the couch. All it ever needed was your attention. So what if tonight you just tried to notice it?